Hello, this is Richard Garukas with the National Weather Service office in Morristown, Tennessee, and I'm going to talk about the crucial roles of messaging and mesoanalysts of the Easter 2020 Chattanooga, Tennessee tornado. This was the worst tornado outbreak to affect our region in the last couple of years, and unfortunately resulted in 3 fatalities and 25 injuries, as we had 4 tornadoes affect portions of the Southern Valley, with the strongest being an EF3 on the east side of Chattanooga. The cause of the tornadoes was an unseasonably strong upper-level trough moving across middle portions of the country, and this provided a belt of extreme low-level and mid-level wind shear across much of the Tennessee Valley, and it was a classic high shear, low cape environment, as the instability was confined to portions of the Southern Valley where a warm frontal boundary was forecast to move into that area during the late evening hours. A big role for keeping people safe and making sure that they were prepared for this event, whether they were the public or the emergency managers, was early and frequent messaging on social media. On April 9th and 10th, we gave an initial heads up mentioning potential for severe weather and reminding people to review severe weather safety and have multiple ways to receive warnings. Then on the 11th and 12th of April, the messaging got more detailed and more frequent. We started mentioning specific threats and locations for those threats, such as tornadoes possible in the Southern Valley, as well as the timing of those threats. And we also continued to rehash severe weather safety, talking about having multiple ways to receive warnings, knowing where you're going to seek shelter in your home. And we also began to mention to turn on wireless emergency alerts on your cell phone. As I mentioned, this was a classic high shear, low cape event, typical in the springtime. Extreme low level shear was present and low level helicity, but cape was only on the order of about 100 to 250 joules. But it was just enough cape in the Southern Valley in the vicinity of that warm front where the shear was maximized to get some tornadoes, especially since LCL heights were quite low and STP values in that area were about 2 to 4. So during the actual outbreak, it was really a team effort between the warning forecaster, mesoanalysts, and the person doing the messaging on social media. This was a rapidly developing QLCS tornado. So the first severe thunderstorm warning was issued at 11:03 p.m., but close communication between the warning forecaster and the mesoanalyst noted that she had a surging bow with a descending rear inflow jet, so the TOR possible tag was used. And they knew that it had a history of producing QLCS tornadoes in northeast Alabama. It was updated to a tornado warning at 11:16 p.m., and then there was continuous communication still going on between the mesoanalyst and the warning forecaster, and they noted within several minutes there was up to 70 knots of gate-to-gate velocities, so the considerable tag was added to the tornado warning only 8 minutes later. And then 2 minutes later, there was a big debris ball that showed up in the CC fields with 80 knots of gate-to-gate velocities over big population centers east of Chattanooga, so the upgrade was issued to a tornado emergency. And this close communication between the warning forecaster and the mesoanalyst, as well as the person doing the messaging, gave confidence to the warning decisions that were being made, and also increased the lead time so that everyone knew what was going on, and the public could be well informed through the social media messaging. So, in terms of the details of the messaging during the event, the social media messenger essentially became a supplemental warning forecaster. They gave radar updates on where the storms were and the timing of those storms. They pushed out the tornado watch and the tornado warnings, and they sent out rapid-fire tweets on the destructive tornado that was evolving in the Chattanooga area, stating how serious the storm was and locations in its path, and they continued to do that as the destructive tornado moved towards the Cleveland, Tennessee area. And all this communication between the warning forecaster, mesoanalyst, and the social media messenger led to this event being strongly communicated both in the days up to it and during the event, and that helped with high confidence on the warnings as well as early lead time, and we believe that it saved many lives.